Sup nerds. So who is excited about Tuesday, October 21st's update? Me. So if you're wondering, Ninja, there's so many options for where I want to shoot for Grey Wolf. I'm not really sure what to do. So today am going to show you my wolf grind setup, which I actually did quite a while ago because I grind wolves for cash. And then when they came out with all the new rare furs and stuff, I'm all over it. I love them so much. I've wanted Grey Wolf great ones for a very long time. So we are going to be over here in Yukon Valley. That is where I'm going to be doing my setup. So to keep in mind with Yukon Valley, one of the reasons why I was kind of like, oh man, I'd really like to do my wolf grind on Medved or a ski ridge. There's frozen lakes on Medved and a ski ridge. However, on Yukon Valley, there are no frozen lakes, and that can sometimes pose irritation, I've noticed to myself, for the fact that there are slanted hills where the wolves drink because they're on the edges. They're not going to be in the middle of the water, even though sometimes they like to walk in there when they're not supposed to. So here is my Yukon Valley map, and these are from a bird's eye view where my setups are. I have two setups down here. This one right here, I have set up my tent, my hunting blind, and I shoot to the other side. And I particularly like this zone because it's a smaller distance. It's not so far away. Okay. Interesting. And then over on this side, I actually have two setups. So I have my tent. I have my hunting. What the actual? What is happening? There are harlequin ducks? Okay, well, that's news to me. Anyway, okay, so this setup right here, I have my tent, I have my blind, and then on the other side, if you notice, I have my pickup tent. And my zone, I have one in the middle, and then one on this bottom part of this little pond area. But what I do is I shoot across to this zone, and then I pop over. I have my pickup tent, but then if I want to, I can pop out of my tent, go into the actual hunting structure that's on this map, and I can shoot to the other zone. So I really like this zone particularly because it's very wide open. So there's that one there, and then I have this one over here, and I have my my tent, my tripod, and another pickup tent. And there you go. I have another one over here. And I got my tent, tripod, and another tent. So we got that one going on there. This guy over here is a little more complicated. So what I got going on over here is I got my tent, I got my tripod, and I shoot to this zone. I have my pickup tent. Okay? So, however, I have another tent over here. I have another blind, and then I can shoot across to this other zone. And then I have a pickup tent there, which is really, really nice. So, and then I have my tripod stand right here, and then I shoot to this other zone all the way over here. If you set up your zones in this kind of a manner and you really calculate, you can get a really efficient grind setup to where you may have two different zones on one lake and you only need one setup, which is what I've tried to do, and just kind of eliminate the fact that, oh, okay, I only have 16 tents, so, you know. Okay, and then we got this one up here. I like this one particularly because it's by this burned forest area, so it's pretty wide open, but I've got this tent, this blind, I shoot over here, and then I have this guy, this tent over here. I have a tripod. Unfortunately, it's on a hill, so that's always interesting. But, and then I have this zone over here. So as far as for the wolf grind, that's what a general setup looks like. That's what my setup looks like. Probably going to end up refining this a little bit more before Tuesday. However, I want to share some tips with you that I've picked up on my grind. So while doing the mule deer grind on my TikTok channel, on my live stream, I have been not using pickup tents, and I've been using my ATV to pick them up. If you want to be able to use more tents, what you could do is this lake right here would be pretty easy to pop in an ATV and drive over, right? So you could eliminate this pickup tent and find another zone that's more open, like this one, that wouldn't take as long, and you could just use an ATV, and then you'd have another setup potentially somewhere else on the map. So as far as my loadout, so what I use for my wolf is I use the Hansen 30-06. Now, what I have noticed is that I have experimented with it a little bit, and I know the Zarza 308 is a favorite. However, I noticed that it doesn't work as well on the wolves as the Hansen 30-06, because if you notice, it's got a penetration of 45 with the same expansion of 13 as the 308. However, the penetration for the 308 is 44, but the penetration is one less, but the expansion is the same. So I use the Hansen 30-06. I do have my night vision binoculars, which is essential. I am a little odd when it comes to my sights. I do have my night vision scope on me, but I think the night vision scope is garbage, the one that we have in the game. So I actually use the Odin when I do this grind, because the wolves are crazy with their eyes in the night. You can actually see them. So if you get your shots lined up pretty well, you shouldn't have an issue shooting with the Odin if you feel comfortable with that. So wolves drink from 0 to 3. So I like to set my time to about 1:30 in the morning. Okay, here they are. All right, so we got a 6. So then I just pop up in my tripod. And, yep. So you notice, I mean, you can see them obviously with your night vision. But this guy's perfect. So I pop over to my Hansen. And these guys' eyes glow, which is really nice. And it's kind of creepy looking, but... So I 0 to 150, and you want to aim for right about probably above the shoulder area to get double lung, because the Hansen will double lung the wolves. Okay, here we go. And we got him. We got him. Yep, so he is down. So then this is not a zone that I would drive over to, because obviously the river is in the way. Really quick. Fun fact. I don't know how many of you know this, but did you know that if you go over to your settings and you go over to interface, okay, and you go down, right in here you have clues, okay? I have an inactive track / clue color, active track / clue color. I have cyan and magenta, which are easier to see in the nighttime. So you can actually change, listen carefully, you can change all your colors with every map. Every map. So what I mean is that my colors are cyan, magenta, green, all that on Yukon, but if I go over to Medved, I can make it different. So I hope that helps. I don't know how many of you knew that. Actually, my sister, shout out to my sister, she figured that out. I didn't know you could change that on every single map. So there you go. I always have trouble finding them in the dark just because it's hard sometimes. All right, here he is. Beautiful gold. Yep, so we got a double lung. And yeah, the 30-06 is perfect. These guys are just beautiful. I mean, having great ones is going to be fantastic. And if you notice, $1,483, you're going to get rich doing this grind. You're going to bringing out the money, yo. So that is going to be what my wolf grind on Yukon kind of roughly looks like right now. Again, I'm going to fine tune it a little bit, but hopefully that helps kind of give you an idea if you've never done a wolf grind or ever really been on Yukon. Hopefully that'll help. So diamond for wolf is 39. Okay. They go all the way up to 9 legendary. They can make diamond at 8 mythical, but it's not as common, but it is possible. Wolves will become a great one this coming Tuesday, and they look absolutely phenomenal. I am ecstatic to see what these guys look like in game. And in case you were wondering, so for wolf, common is gray and brown. And as far as all the rares, we have acromelanistic, which is one of the new ones, albino, dark gray, egg white, melanistic charcoal, which is also one of the brand new ones, and red brown. All right, so welcome to my actual wolf lodge. This is my albino. He is one of my absolute favorite rares that I have as far as wolf. And yeah, this is what the albino looks like. I think the albino looks absolutely fantastic. And the thought of having great ones, the thought of them being bigger, and it's going to be so cool. I got this beauty. He is a 40 level diamond. I got this other one right here. They're just stunning. And then I'm really excited about this. I was able to finally find a Diamond's Plains Bison. So I have my Diamond Plains Bison. He tops out at 189.9. I have an egg white male, and then I have a red brown female. And this is the Bison multi-map for the 2 wolves and the Plains Bison. At some point, I want to have this whole thing just filled up. So I do have many diamonds, but I got another one in here. Another one here. I put these guys back here because they did not make level 40. Or not level 40, but score 40. The other ones did. So yeah, those are my diamond wolves. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was a help to you. And if you have any other questions, just, you know, comment and like this video, and I appreciate your guys' support. I'm so excited for the update on Tuesday, and I will definitely be playing that. I will probably end up being live on YouTube. I also, my main channel that I've been doing a lot of my live streams on is over on my TikTok. It's the Ninja, but I am trying to migrate over to YouTube as much as possible. So I hope everybody enjoys this update as much as I do. And we're gonna get patch notes on Monday, and I will read those off so you guys don't have to if you don't want to, and then you can just listen to me jibber jabber and let you guys know what's going on. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.